I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really wasn't expecting that much talk this week between the Packers and the 49ers. We've already heard from the San Francisco 49ers players, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and they all gave a ton of respect and credit to the Packers for what they did against the Cowboys and talking about how they're not going to let them, overlook the Packers. There's no way. All these different types of things. So honestly, I expected a lot of the same in return from Packers players. But we got our first little, okay, all right, we're going to put that in the receipt drawer and we're going to pull that later kind of quote to come out of the Packers locker room. And I know you guys already heard about the former Packers player going on to ESPN radio and wishing that Brock Purdy essentially to get hurt on a perceived and a very good idea to go take a cheap shot and potentially hurt Brock so that, you can get the advantage in that game. So I'm sure you guys are all up to speed on that awesome soundbite, hearing former players basically call for injury on other players on the opposing team. Absolutely wild. But let's get back to the Green Bay Packers, shall we? So, obviously, offenses, defenses, they've done their preparation. They've watched the film, or so we think. We're getting this from Matt Schneiderman. I think that's who it is. He says, in regards to Devontae Wyatt, a defensive tackle for the Packers, on Brock Purdy. This is what he said, this Packers defensive tackle. Quote, when D linemen just get pressure into him, he's always throwing off, or it's behind them, or it's overthrown or short. When you get pressure on him, it's a guarantee we'll get a turnover. So basically, what this Packer defender is saying is they've done the tape study, they've done their homework, and they believe that all you got to do is to get pressure on Brock Purdy, and he will turn into a turnover machine. Well, that's interesting because Brock Purdy only has 11 interceptions on the year. 4 of those came from one game, and we all know what game that is. It's the only game anyone ever talks about when they're talking about Brock Purdy these days. But just so you know, Purdy led the NFL this season in passer rating when pressured. He led the NFL when pressured. One of Brock Purdy's best traits, in my opinion, is his ability to sense pressure within the pocket, make adjustments within the pocket and throw, bail, dip out, get on the move. He's phenomenal at baiting free rushers. Now, I do think that his baiting on free rushers doesn't work as well because they've watched the tape and they realize that, if we just go full steam ahead and rush to the point of where Brock Purdy is, he's going to bait us like Russell Wilson, do the little dip and do the backspin out into the flat. It doesn't work. So I definitely have seen on tape how defenses have made adjustments to that specific trait of Brock's. But man, one of my favorite things watching on tape with Brock is his ability to sense pressure, feel pressure, move within the pocket, navigate passing lanes, manipulate defenders with his eyes and coverage, and be able to escape and make plays outside of structure. Again, he is continually hit with this notion that he's just a game manager. Get some pressure on him, he'll collapse. Man, like I said at the very beginning of this, I did not expect that all these, players were going, at least this one player was going to basically guarantee an interception on Brock Purdy if they pressure him. That's a bold move. That's a bold move, Cotton. Really, really interested to see how this plays out for him, because the last defender to do that was Patrick Peterson, and Brock Purdy proceeded to throw 2 touchdowns right on his head and no interception for Pat Pete. And he heard about that for a couple weeks. So, well, we got the receipt now. So if we'll see. Again, that's why we line it up. That's why we go in between the white lines when we play the game to see what ultimately happens. But to be talking like this before the game, getting real spicy, all right, okay, all right. Guarantee you Brock's going to see that. 100%. Guarantee you the rest of the 49er players are going to see that. Guarantee you that O-line's going to see that. Guarantee you Trent Williams is going to see that. Yep. So, hey, Rashawn Gary, he's playing some lights out ball right now. He can generate pressure. He can get after the quarterback, but we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting all this talk this week. But yet here we are, and hey, we'll see how, as Bruce Almighty once said, that's how the cookie crumbles, and we'll see how the cookie crumbles on Saturday when the San Francisco 49ers face off against the Packers. What do you guys think about all these comments? What do you think about the dude earlier in the radio? What do you think about this defensive lineman basically guaranteeing, that's how I'm perceiving it, guaranteed, you get pressure on Brock Purdy, guaranteed interceptions, everyone. They figured it out. It's the blueprint. They got the blueprint. Do they got the blueprint? You guys let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you're feeling all about this. How hyped are you for this game? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys. From Truckee, California, I'm out of here. Peace.